play parts in the movie. So it's
and you know, recently I saw his picture. I think it was late last year or so, where he lost weight. When you see him, even if you check his last post, that was in April, the Jackie Robinson day, because he portrayed Jackie Robinson in the movie 42. He said something that was his last post in April this year. You could see how emaciated he was, and people started speculating. Unfortunately, some people, I don't understand. There are things that you do not say on the social media, but you just go there and you start trolling without knowing what the real issue is. They were just mocking him about his drastic weight loss, to the point that he had to even shut down some of his social media platforms because of people were mocking him. They did not know that all this while that they thought that this guy was living the perfect life and everything, he was dying, he was sick, but he was battling, and he just kept on with dignity and everything, and yet some people dared to be insulting him.
Yeah, it's sad, seriously. You listen to people on radio, you watch them on television, whether they are presenters or broadcasters, or as the case may be, or just entertainers. They bring the joy to you for you to be happy. We come here to entertain you, but you don't know what they go through, what we all go through at personal level. I mean, it's sad. A colleague yesterday, the professional colleague, told me that she lost the stepmom. I didn't know. If I had not contacted her, I wouldn't have known that. Okay, fine, she lost the stepmom, and stuff. Things does happen to these people, and when they post things on social media, apart from when they go out of line, you should try whether pictures, whether the head is bent or not, it's got a long face or not,
has added weight. You don't know whether the person is battling with kidney issues. Like my friend Heisentome, who died 2 days ago, I never knew. All the years we were together, I did not know that we worked together in the office.
So it's seriously, I think it's high time that we don't take this social media thing too far. Whether the person is fine or not, we should try to respect it. Talking about Bossman, I mean, he's going to be a great miss. Just like the way I was getting ready, going to work that afternoon, it was a breaking news on BBC. I saw the Paul Walker is dead, involved in an accident. I for 30 minutes, I was already late already. I was just in the living room right there. I was just watching the TV like, Paul Walker? Now, this morning, woke up to hear about Bossman's death as well. I just pray he's got a wife, left behind a wife, a mother, and a father. And I just pray God give them the strength to bear this irreplaceable loss. I mean, my condolences to them. It's a big loss to the world. I mean, this man, all his career, the word he used, purpose, was to portray the brown color, the black identity in good light. So let the world understand that we are humans and we are intelligent. I mean,
he portrayed of several historic characters, but especially when he portrayed the fictional character, Prince T'Challa, later King T'Challa, Black Panther, in that movie of the same name. I mean, it gave dignity, it brought some dignity to black people all over the world. It changed the narrative about how black people will even be cast in Hollywood.
True.
That movie, as I think it was Avenger Infinity War that broke the record. It was for some time the highest grossing superhero movie in the United States.
And
also in the entire world.
The way
but when you say Hollywood, that is the world.
Yeah, the way he owned that role, especially from the Civil War, the Avengers Civil War, when they killed his father, when he came out, the way he owned that role and played it was magnificent. I mean, I was looking forward to seeing a lot of movies from him. I already saw one this year, I think 21 Bridges, or 21 Bridge or something like that. He played a cop in that movie, an intelligent one, and his command of English, his command of English is superb. I like him to Denzel Washington, Will Smith, the way these guys, they command the English language. I mean, it's fantastic.
He's humble. When everybody was talking so much about him and his portrayal of Black Panther, I said, look, without Denzel Washington, there will not be Black Panther.
Yeah.
Without people like Denzel Washington paving the way for black actors like him, then nobody will really.
Denzel Washington those days just come in, maybe one or two scenes, play minor roles, but the young man, now an old my grandfather, his son is Kenneth. I think that should be his first son. Now the baby, this movie just came out. I mean, I listened to Denzel Washington a lot. Those, especially he said that those days when he was marginalized because of his color, his mother was always saying that you don't have to give up. You have something, you have to let people see those things. I mean,
all right, there is still so much to talk about Black Panther, but we'll have to go on this quick commercial break. When we return, we'll hear from Ewosai Please.
Trying to get or receive information through all corners of the globe requires unprecedented internet service. At Wireless NG, we provide fast, reliable, and affordable unlimited broadband internet service to homes and businesses. Service is currently available across Lagos and Benin. Visit us today at Wireless NG 5 Ramaya, Ikenede Street off PZ Sapler Road, Benin City, or our marketing office, 70 Olowo Complex, Airport Road, Benin City, or call 0807-887-9960 or 0703-672-9147. Wireless NG, erasing internet boundaries.
I'm tired of the poor power situation. Every time I stock the fridge, I come back to spoiled food.
My dear, I am tired too.
I think it's about time to go solar.
Go solar?
With Vertical Solar, you can go solar for as low as 36,000 naira monthly by paying installments of up to 12 months.
Really?
Vertical Solar range of products can power household devices such as televisions, fridges, air conditioners, microwave, water pumps, electric iron, washing machine, and lots more. With extensive pay in installments plans up to 12 months with 10 years warranty.
Wow, what are the benefits of solar energy?
We're talking uninterrupted power supply, no monthly electricity bill, zero noise and smoke emission, and reduced generator maintenance cost.
Where is Vertical Solar located?
Number 28, Country Motel Road off Ajib Junction, Sapler Road, Benin City. You can call them on 0816-170-1105 or 0703-623-4843. You can also send them an email on info@verticalsolar.com.ng.
Vertical Solar, lifetime power partners.
People of Edo State, election don't land the land again.
Many Nigerians will be serving as electoral officials in the Edo State governorship elections on the 19th of September 2020. These include youth corps members, security agents, and others who will be deployed to various polling units across the state. It is the responsibility of all citizens of Edo State to protect electoral officials before, during, and after the election. We should not allow anyone to attack electoral officials or prevent electoral officials from performing their duties. Security agencies have been mobilized to protect all voters and officials and deal with any person or group of persons attempting to disrupt voting or undermine the successful conduct of the election. This message is from the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Making your votes count, consolidating our democracy.
My name is Nusayaba Wellington, a teacher at Government Science and Technical College, Benin City. Since I have been in this school, I have never witnessed such massive government intervention. In fact, there is no word to describe this extraordinary infrastructural development that is ongoing in this institution. This is a classic example of a conducive atmosphere for teaching and learning. And as a teacher, I have no choice than to put in my best to reciprocate government's huge investment.
Now this kind of school, now them they see for Budoibo. This now another Obaseki wonder. I beg, make we clap for Obaseki.
Vote Governor Obaseki, vote PDP.
It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll
death of Chadwick Boseman, the actor who portrayed Black Panther in the blockbuster superhero movie. And on Sports Fiesta, we are paying tribute to this wonderful actor because he inspired so many people in sports, and we'll also be giving you the tributes that sports stars across different sports paid to this great actor. But for now, let's hear from Egusa Anglican Sports Maestro.
Well, our thoughts are with the families of Boseman, who lost his life last night, and this is somebody who had this colon cancer in 2016, and he never told anybody, and he was even doing more movies. I think it takes someone who is really brave and courageous to have this kind of ailment, and also be going on locations, to shoot movies and all that. Well, he really inspired the black race, making us to understand that it is not good to give up. You have to always fight, and it's not good for you to quit, because quitters don't win. When at 43, he has really achieved a lot. We all wanted him to stay alive, to live long and also inspire more people. But with the inspiration he has already passed, across board to different people, different sectors. I think we will take that and build on that from where it stopped. Really, really touching. That's we have to lose him to colon cancer. Not really easy. It's a cancer that developed to different stage, and in 2000.
When he was diagnosed with it, it was already at stage 3 in 2016. So before long, it went to stage 4. So
really sad. We talk about how the cancer that also took the life of her eyesight. So this is something you have to battle, but I think it's really few.
Eyesight died of
kidney problem. So this kind of ailment, it takes miracle, for one to survive on this kind of ailment. Really, really touching. Even when you have money to spend, but that is why sometimes it's good to be really humble, because no matter how much you have, sometimes there are things that money cannot take care of, honestly. But then we just have to pray that God will rest his soul, and also grant the family the fortitude to bear.
And this time, with all the ethnic and racial tensions in the United States of America, you would have prayed for a voice like that of Chadwick Boseman, that of the Black Panther, to be heard at this time, because for all his years he has fought. He was even born in a part of the United States, in South Carolina. That's a part of the United States where racism is still a thing. But he has always battled stereotypes, has always fought for the dignity of the black man, and when he did so well in that movie, Black Panther, and it became such a huge blockbuster. I mean, it just told the whole world that the black man deserves to get respect by everybody. So we would have really wanted him at this time to speak up, but unfortunately he is now forever silent. But let's hear from sportsmen who have paid tribute to him. In fact, even franchises have been also paying tribute. The NFL, they said this: rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. And arguably the most charismatic wrestler ever, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, tweeted this: hard to hear about this. Rest in love, brother. Thank you for shining your light and sharing your talent with the world. My love and strength to your family. Dwayne Wade, the basketball's great, said rest in heaven. And then Michael Thomas said 2020 has been wild. And you know what he had? A picture of Kobe Bryant and Chadwick Boseman together. They were together when Kobe Bryant won his Oscar for Dear Basketball. But he and Chadwick Boseman, they took a picture together, and now both of them are gone. Evander Kane said, unbelievably sad to hear this news today. My thoughts and prayers are with your family. You were a true inspiration to so many. And I'm seeing different pictures of sportsmen and women posting pictures of themselves, and you have Wakanda Forever written on it. And even in baseball, Andrew Makuchan said, I met you at the premiere of 42 in Pittsburgh in 2013. Even though you were in the spotlight and all eyes were on you, I remember you saying, I am that one that starstruck by all of these athletes here. That's the man you were. Humble. You will be missed. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. And of course, even LeBron James, King James, tweeted, he said, rest in peace, King. And then he had a picture of Chadwick Boseman, and even also had a picture of Chadwick Boseman and Kobe Bryant, and he said 2020 is not good at all. So that is the situation. Chadwick Boseman, unfortunately, losing his life to colon cancer. And let's go to football now. So many footballers have also reacted to the death of Chadwick Boseman. And many of them, as we know, copied the Black Panther post. Jesse Lingard, especially, whenever he scored, he doesn't score often, but whenever he does, he gives that Black Panther salute, and then, you know, he and the other Manchester United players, they do that. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, you recall? When he scored, he wore the Black Panther mask. Yes. I think he scored a goal in the Europa League against Rennes when playing for Arsenal. Then he took the Black Panther's mask and wore it. And then he said afterwards, I needed a mask that would represent me. It is a Black Panther, and in Africa, in Gabon, we call the national team the Panthers of Gabon. It represents me. And then, of course, when he had that Black Panther had passed on, he said, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. And Arsenal also did the same thing. He said, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, and inspiration whose impact went far beyond film. Your legacy will live on. And then they had the picture of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in the Black Panther mask, and then striking the Black Panther pose. Then Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang on his Instagram at Aubameyang 97 said, we are all feeling it. May you rest in peace. You give us so much hope and strength. Thanks for everything. Wakanda forever. So there's what Kylian Mbappe also tweeted a picture of Chadwick Boseman, and he wrote, rest in peace. Jadon Sancho wrote, rest in peace, a true inspiration to us all. Jules Koundé, well, he wrote in French. I don't speak French. But of course, we know what he's saying is rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. And Jesse Lingard said on Instagram, R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman, even though I didn't know you on a personal level, you inspired me and millions of people around the world. Rest easy, King. Chadwick Boseman will be missed.
Really, really touching. And this is somebody who prayed to play that character of Black Panther before he was chosen as the cast of that movie. So he saw what, he knew what he wanted, and he had a vision, and he worked towards it. And at the end of the day, you see people pouring tributes, after his passing on. So that is to say, no matter how much you spend in this life, it's good to leave a fantastic legacy, a good legacy.
He is a deeply religious man, a devoted Christian. Yes, and he usually prays, and he prayed for that role, and he got it. And he was somebody that, despite his faith, I have seen him. There is this very famous Islamic scholar, Sheikh Omar Suleiman. He said at one occasion he went and he delivered a speech, and afterwards, he posted this before Black Panther died yesterday. He said afterward, somebody walked towards him and shook his hand, then hugged him, and he could see tears in the person's eyes. And the person just told him, every word you said. That is, he was touched by everything that Omar Suleiman, who was a Muslim preacher, everything that he said in that lecture that he delivered. That he didn't realize it, but it was later, because as he shook his hand and was hugging him, it was when he pulled away that he saw his face. I was like, oh my God, it is this this is Black Panther himself that is coming to shake my hands and to hug me. That the guy is humble, that you would not know that he is the big star. And you heard what a baseball player said, that whenever all of them came there to honor him, because it was at the premiere of the movie 42, so he was portraying Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson is the first black person to play in Major League Baseball. That was what year was that now? And you know, before then, they did not allow blacks. You don't say where blacks is over in the United States. Blacks could only play in what they call the Negroes League. Yeah, but he was the first that was allowed to play in Major League Baseball. And so he said when they had that movie, in the premiere of the movie, when he portrayed Jackie Robinson, Jackie Robinson died in 1972. So when they had the premiere of the movie, all the superstars came, and of course they were watching this guy. He was the man of the hour. But Chadwick Boseman said that he is starstruck seeing all the legendary baseball players, and one of them was like, "You are the star here, but you are so humble that you are saying that you are starstruck seeing all of us." So he portrayed Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson, as I said, he became the first African American to play in Major League Baseball in the modern era. He broke what was called the baseball color line when he started at first base for the Brooklyn Dodgers on the 15th of April 1947. The Dodgers signed him, and they basically ended racial segregation in professional baseball that had relegated black players to the Negro leagues since the 1980s. And Jackie Robinson was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1962. Then, of course, during his 10-year baseball career, he won the inaugural Rookie of the Year award in 1947 and was an All-Star for 6 consecutive seasons from 1949 to 1954, and he won the National League Most Valuable Player in 1949. He was the first black player to be so honored. He played in 6 World Series and contributed to the Dodgers' 1955 World Series championship. And in 1997, Major League Baseball retired his number 42 across all Major League teams, not just his team, the Brooklyn Dodgers. All teams retired the jersey number 42. So he was the first professional athlete in any sport to be so honored. They also adopted an annual tradition that is called the Jackie Robinson Day for the first time in on the 15th of April 2004, in which on that day every player on every team wears the jersey number 42. So Chadwick Boseman portrayed Jackie Robinson in the movie 42, which was released in 2013, and he went on to portray other great historical characters, and some of them fictional. He played James Brown in Get On Up, yes, and also some other historic black characters. But of course, the one that most people remember him for is his portrayal of Prince T'Challa, later King T'Challa in Black Panther. We say the King of Wakanda, rest in peace, and we also say Wakanda forever. All right, let's talk football now, and let's begin from home. We'll go to England shortly, where we are counting down to the big game. It means basically that the 2020-2021 season has started. Liverpool, the EPL champions, taking on Arsenal, who are the record holders and the reigning champions of the FA Cup. But let's begin from home. Rivers United, their battle with the NFF, it seems far from over. They said they are not satisfied with the NFF decision on the final Nigerian Professional Football League 2019-2020 table, and they are saying that they want to take their case to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. They are insisting that they ended the season as the second best team and deserve to play in the CAF Champions League along with Plateau United, and they said Eibar shouldn't be the one to go to the CAF Champions League. So now the way it is, Rivers United are supposed to play in the CAF Confederation Cup because the NFF decided to use points per game, but they are saying no, the way you are applying it isn't the right way. Let me just quote from from what the NFF said. They said that they are following the process that was that the process followed by the LMC was the one that is approved. But the Rivers United are saying no, they will not accept this. And a statement purportedly released by the Rivers State Commissioner for Sport, Boma Iyayi, they listed 8 grounds of rejection to the report of the NFF Football Committee, and they said in part of it read, in the circumstances, we are constrained to express our deep reservation about certain half-truths, deliberate distortions of facts, and obvious misinformation. Then they went on to say, on the committee's claim that the clubs were duly carried along and voted twice in the final decision to end the league and use the PPG system, the truth is that Rivers United Football Club never objected to the PPG and continues to support the PPG system as agreed by the majority of the club. Our position has always been that rather than use an inconclusive head-to-head to separate two teams tied on points, the rules guiding the operations of the MPFL states that, quote now, goal difference shall be the first option to be used in separating teams that are tied on the same points, followed by higher goals scored, and lastly head-to-head. We are only against the selective application of the rules. Then Boma Iyayi also insists that Rivers United, they have a genuine case based on the fact, but we're only being denied their rights owing to attempts by some people to deliberately shortchange the club. Then he went on and said this is a clear case of injustice and undue victimization. And further quoting him, in light of this development, the Rivers State government, sponsors of Rivers United Football Club, is compelled to seek the proper interpretation of the applicable rules and a pronouncement on the priority or otherwise of the actions and decisions of the LMC on the matter from the Court of Arbitration for Sport. We are eager for justice and determined to protect Rivers people and its interests in line with the philosophy of our leader, Governor Nyesom Wike. Now, the NFF have responded and they have written to Rivers United. They said that there should be a public retraction of what they call their tirade against the governing body after they ratify the points per game table of the league organizers. And they said that if it is true that Boma Iyayi made these comments, then they have got to retract it. And the NFF said, while acknowledging that the club had rights to appeal against a decision, the NFF, they are frowning at the condescending tone of the public statement by the club and took exception to the strong words used against principals of the Nigeria Football Federation, Amadou Pinnick and Shehu Dugo. Let me read a part of the NFF statement. Fundamentally, this action by Rivers United is clearly a breach of the stipulations of the NFF Code of Ethics and the NFF Statutes 2020 with regards to the responsibilities and obligations of a member of the NFF. You are therefore advised to publicly repudiate and or withdraw the disparaging statements and tender a public apology within 48 hours, upon the failure of which appropriate disciplinary actions will be taken against Rivers United Football Club within the necessary provisions of the NFF Statutes 2020, the NFF Ethics Code, and indeed the MPFL framework and rules.
Well, I don't know. The truth is, the governing body of fast football is concerned decided to use a system. Hopefully, that system is in the constitution, and all the clubs know that when it's the any time, such as the coronavirus pandemic, then they have to use this. And if you are aggrieved by the decision made by LMC and the Nigerian Football Federation, I think the best way to go about it is not by, trying to insult the personality of these people in power. Is to go to the places where you're supposed to go to, which is the Court of Arbitration for Sports, to appear in a particular case you are aggrieved of. Like Leon did, unfortunately they lost. Heart FC in Scotland also went to court. Fortunately, they also lost. I think it is the proper way to go about this. Once you've taken any case to court, you don't talk about it publicly. You have to wait for the verdict of the court to, then you cannot talk more. After that, I for one as a reporter, persons can't really comment on any case that's right now within the jurisdiction of any court, especially when it's cast and as well as on other courts if you search for the meanings, it's a kind of, insulting the personality of one or two persons in NFL. I think the best way to come out to say we did not accept, or we are not accepting any this arrangement made by NMC, ratified by Nigerian Football Federation. We are taking this matter to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. We are taking this matter to FIFA, and at the end of the day, we want justice. I think the way the DDO thing did not favor us. We should be in the Champions League, then to the CAF Confederations Cup. I think that's the best way to go. Even if you're going to say in line with the governor of River State, yes, or Wike, fine. But trying to insult someone else, it's not the best way. And once you do that, there are laws, there are guidelines. You must follow once you are registered in any Grade A league. For instance, Barcelona, no matter what, no matter how angry they are, even when the government came for Lionel Messi in terms of tax evasion, they did not, because they signed an agreement with La Liga, and first they signed an agreement with the government of the country. Even when they came for arguably the best player in the world, they did not have to say some certain things. Look at what is going on with Harry Maguire. I've not heard of Manchester United insulting the court that the judge that gave the verdict earlier for Harry Maguire in Greece. Instead, they said some certain things that they were going to appeal the case, and they won the appeal. Now there's a retrial, and which will take close to a year to get to the end of the matter. And they also made a statement. I think we should learn, from others, and no matter how grieved you are, you should watch your words. But going to CAS, I support them. I mean, something has happened, you don't like it, you can go to court and try to sort out the issue. Hopefully when they come back, they'll smile and eat together again. But again, the way they are going about it is not the right way.
According to this report, the NFF, they said that Bola Iyaye criticized the trip of Amadou Pinnick to Abia State, which is the home of Enyimba International, who, of course, will be playing in the Champions League. And he said that he called Amadou Pinnick and his co-travelers, they quoted him, and he said they have taken Nigerian football 50 years backward. So this 48-hour window is going to end on Sunday evening. We are awaiting what they are going to do, both Rivers United and also the Nigerian Football Federation. All right, let's go to more pleasant news now and talk about our boy Victor Osimhen. He played his first game for Napoli yesterday, and guess what? He scored a hat-trick. First goal was about 59 seconds into the match, and Victor Osimhen had already scored. They won 4-0 against Yakila.
Well, yeah, fantastic performance from Victor Osimhen. That was what we expected of him, though it was a friendly and against a smaller side, but we all know that, yes, this is a ball for the big occasion. Yes, he has that heart. He could go one-on-one with any defender, and he's also an aggressive striker when it comes to the 18-yard ball. So for me, for him to have gotten that hat-trick yesterday and also got assists in that transition of Aquila, I think that was one way of telling people, yes, I'm here to make a mark, and also to write my own story here at Naples. As first, he wasn't really convinced going to going to the club, but at the end of the day, after having a chat with the manager and the president, he had a change of heart, and here he has started his journey with Napoli. That game actually ended 11-0. That was how they ended that game. So it was a trashing, whitewash, and whatever you can call it, humiliation by Napoli. But then we expect them to play bigger clubs and see how far they'll fare this season. The reason why it was bought is for Napoli to, battle with Juventus and other clubs like Inter and AC Milan, who have also strengthened in different areas to see if they can win the Scudetto. Well, they won the Coppa Italia, which will give them the Europa League tickets. So for me, let's see how it's going to fare. At least the first season, I expect him to hit the ground running.
Okay, so that is the situation. Victor Osimhen doing extremely well yesterday, scoring a hat-trick when it's a friendly and it's against a local club, but it tells you that he's got quality. The first goal, I was wondering, are they not going to mark him, or do they think that the match has not started? He just got the pass and started running, and
it's good for his confidence. I mean, whether smaller club, big club, medium club, once you're a striker, you want to get on the score sheet. I hear now that Timo Werner has scored for Chelsea. 3 minutes, 20-something seconds. That will help.
By the way, that match that we had was cancelled. It's on. Yeah, they're playing Brighton and Hove Albion, a friendly game. Yeah, and they are using it to test fans coming into the stadium. So they're having about 2,500 fans there watching the game. So we'll keep you up to speed with that game. But of course, the big one that we are counting down to is Arsenal versus Liverpool FA Community Shield. Arsenal, of course, the FA champions, FA Cup winners. For Liverpool, they won the English Premier League on a counter.
So, like I was saying, so I feel Osimhen getting a hat-trick yesterday will increase his stability right there in the team. His first game, 3 goals, fantastic for him. I don't care whether you play against smaller teams or bigger teams or middle team. The fact that you are there to get goals and you are getting those goals, even at the end of the day, you play against bigger teams and you don't get to score a single goal, but you had a great game or you have a great game. I think it's okay for me. I wish him well. I would really want to see Victor succeed. Want to see him do wonders right there in Naples and ensure that his name will be written in gold. Whether he gets to retire right there with Napoli or not leaving, it should be praised for what he was able to do while playing there. Like Gonzalo, yes, the way when he left for Juve, the fans were really happy, but his legacy is there. You cannot jettison him. Diego Maradona today has not retired a long time ago because some people were even giving birth to. But today they talk about Diego right there in Naples.
So the match is about to start. Arsenal versus Liverpool. Let's look at the starting lineup. Emiliano Martinez is in goal. Rob Holding, David Luiz, and Kieran Tierney. These are the 3 central defenders that Arteta is using. The wing backs, Aslan Maitland-Niles. Thought they wanted him out, but he's still there. And then we've got Hector Bellerin. These are the wing backs. Is this Mohamed Elneny?
Yeah, he's back.
Is he back? Okay, Mohamed Elneny is there. Then we have Granit Xhaka. Bukayo Saka is starting from the right flank, which means William isn't on the starters list. Yeah. Then we've got Nketiah also played along with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. For Liverpool, they're using their full team.
Yeah. They say they want to get the season.
Alisson Becker is in goal. Okay, they do not have Trent Alexander-Arnold. William starts at right back. Joe Gomez and Virgil van Dijk are the central defenders. Then Andy Robertson is the left back. Gigi Wijnaldum is in midfield along with Fabinho and James Milner. Then the forward, of course, they are best possible. We've got Mohamed Salah, Roberto Firmino, and Sadio Mane. I can't even see Willian on the bench for Arsenal. So it means maybe that injury that made him to miss the FA Cup final still affected him. So he's not going to feature in this match.
Would have loved to see Willian play for Arsenal and see how he gets to blend with the team. But again, he's a professional. He's been in England for some time now, and of course, I don't think blending in would be a problem for William. But again, these are pretty young lads playing against experienced Liverpool side who just won the Champions League and of course the Premier League as well. So
we have new champions.
Former champions now, and of course they recently won the Premier League. So for me, I feel Arteta is trying to maybe check out some certain things, hide his tactics, and give these French players like Nimes and Mohamed Elneny maybe an opportunity to see if they can play for the football club. But seriously, the number 4, that is Saliba, I was really looking forward to seeing the young man play.
Yeah, but he's on the bench.
Yeah, maybe at some point he will come back. I wanted him to start. He was really fantastic for Saint-Etienne last season, but played at Saint-Etienne in the French league and played with Arsenal in the Premier League is quite different.
I can't even see Pepe. Nicolas Pepe.
Okay.
Not on the bench.
They are still investigating how he was bought by Arsenal. But I'm only just kidding. But then I think he's one of their biggest players. So the league is just starting, and Nicolas Pepe will have to come out with something that will favor him at the end of the day. So he might keep some of the big stars on the bench, so that when it comes to making some changes, then we'll have some big boys also going to take some places. So for me, it's good to be Cracker because they are both good going forward. They've got fantastic forwards, and when you look at what Aubameyang did last season, come on, one could say he has what it takes to win this game for them. But looking at the front line of Liverpool, come on, these guys, they are also fantastic. So whoever gets to take their chances might be the winner at the end of the day. It's what we have on the scoreboard that will determine who is the competition champions.
Okay, so looking forward to this one, Liverpool versus Arsenal. Will keep you updated as the match progresses. But let's look at what's happening elsewhere. We had a game in the French Ligue 1 today. Okay, there's a game going on right now. Rennes taking on Montpellier. Right now, 30 minutes of action. Rennes 1, Montpellier 0. Later, Strasbourg will take on Nice. Okay, that's what we have going on at the moment. All right, so let's look at the transfer rumors, the gossip that's going on. If you believe all these stories, Lionel Messi's father has told Paris Saint-Germain that the Barcelona captain wants to join Manchester City. This is what they are saying, but we'll have to wait and see. Messi, we also heard that he called Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola on Tuesday and told him that he wanted to leave. This was before he even told Barcelona that he wants to leave. And he said, according to him, according to what I don't know whether they were there when he was telling this was reported by Marca. I don't know whether they were there when Lionel Messi was telling this to Pep Guardiola. He said, I want to win the next 2 Ballon d'Or awards. I can only do that with you. Barcelona president Josep Maria Bartomeu, he has rejected a meeting with Messi to negotiate his departure and is clinging to a £624 million termination, which is of course £700 million, 700 million euros release clause. Chelsea are interested in signing 21-year-old Italy goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma, who is valued at nearly 50 million, but he has entered the final year of his contract at AC Milan. Well, it seems Chelsea they are linked with every goalkeeper in the world, some of the biggest names and some little known goalkeepers. As long as the goalkeeper, Chelsea seem to be interested. Well, AC Milan, they are in talks over resigning Bournemouth's goalkeeper Asmed Begovic after the 33-year-old was on loan as cover for Donnarumma for the second half of last season. Asmed Begovic, in fact, at one point was also second choice goalkeeper at Chelsea. Meanwhile, Chelsea could also push their summer spending over 250 million after considering making an 80 million pounds offer for West Ham United and England midfielder Declan Rice. So, Liverpool and Netherlands midfielder Giorgio Wijnaldum, who is 29, is wanted by Barcelona. Yeah. The Republic of Ireland right back Matt Doherty, who is 28, he will have a medical with Tottenham on Saturday after they agreed to pay an initial £12 million to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Senegal forward Sadio Mane is open to leaving Liverpool and rejoining former Southampton boss Ronald Koeman at Barcelona. So if Barcelona are thinking about rebuilding and they want Messi to stay, if they tell him, okay, we'll bring Sadio Mane, we'll bring Wijnaldum, we'll bring some other quality players, maybe he might stay. Yeah. Freiburg and Germany midfielder Robin Koch, who is 22, has agreed personal terms with Leeds United. Manchester United are close to completing deals for young Spanish fullbacks Marc Dorado, who's 16, and Alvaro Fernandez, who's 17. And they'll be joining from Barcelona and Real Madrid youth setups. But of course, when you sign such players, they have to go on loan and maybe come on. They've even given them squad squad numbers 88 and 90. Aston Villa, they are set to beat Sheffield United and Fulham to a £12 million deal for Nottingham Forest English right back Matty Cash, who's 23 years old. Real Betis are closing in on signing 37-year-old Chilean goalkeeper Claudio Bravo, who has been released by Manchester City. Then Inter Milan, they are in the final stages of negotiating a £1.34 million deal to sign Roma left back Alexandra Kolarov, who's 34. Then Spain under 21 midfielder Brahim Diaz, who's 21, is close to joining AC Milan from Real Madrid. So those are some of the football rumors that's going on at the moment. Meanwhile, the match has started. 4 minutes of action now. Liverpool taking the battle to Arsenal across there, but wow. It was you can't count that as a back pass.
So running to the next,
a miscue. Yeah. So we'll keep you updated as the match progresses. Okay, let's go to basketball now. The NBA, that's the National Basketball Association, and the NBPA, National Basketball Players Association, they've met and they've decided that after everything, after the protest over the shooting of Jacob Blake, that they are going to resume playing because they want to conclude the playoffs. So tonight we'll be having games in the NBA.
True. The thing is, they are going to be on strike forever, but they've made their intentions known to the world, to the government of the United States of America. I hope, honestly, that they will listen to them, listen to President Donald Trump and with the fans of the Black Lives Matter movement and people really calling for change in the United States, coming down to the white floor, one of the most important floor right there in the United States, that is the White House, and he called them talks. I don't think that's the way to go by, but the truth is these players they have power right now to voice what they don't like and try to force the government, whether they like it or not. They are now speaking, and hopefully very, very soon we are going to see changes in the way they behave in the United States of America. Hopefully there will be a law that prohibits these officers from misbehaving, hopefully. But again, I think they've done enough, and what they can do consistently right now is to get on the court and show that passionate support for the families who have unfortunately lost loved ones, and those who are systematically being racially abused in the United States of America by kneeling down. Before this game, now you saw in the English Premier League, they net down the players, the officials, the technical, they net down to protest the injustice going on, because Virgil van Dijk has done something fantastic for Liverpool. Without him, the defense was in shambles. Giorgio Wijnaldum, you just made mention of, he's an integral part of Liverpool. Same with Mo Salah, their best player, and as well as Sadio Mane. Arsenal is an African that is the captain, and they're even begging him to sign a contract. So when I say we, all of us, the blacks, we play an important role in getting to the next level. So you must listen to us. That's the message, and the only way they can do that is not by staying at home. It's not by staying on the social media. Let them be on court. Let them play the playoffs and still pushing that particular message. I've seen some players, from the WNBA. They've pulled that to really focus on the mass movement, asking for justice in the United States of America. That's also cool, but there are different ways you can go out there and push this movement, and they should get back to the court.
Yeah, back to the game now. Virgil van Dijk had the ball in the Arsenal net, but the referee didn't even need to consult VAR when he was offside. So it is goalless, Arsenal nil, Liverpool nil. So the matches that we will have tonight, starting from the Eastern Conference first round, game 5, Milwaukee Bucks taking on Orlando Magic. Milwaukee Bucks are 3-1 up in the series, so that match will start things for us. Then we also have Oklahoma City Thunder taking on Houston Rockets. This is also game 5, but this series is tied to this Western Conference round 1. Then in another Western Conference round 1 game, we've got Portland Trail Blazers taking on Los Angeles Lakers. LA Lakers are 3-1 up in the series. So these are the matches for tonight. For tomorrow, Sunday, we are going to have Boston Celtics taking on Toronto Raptors. This is the Eastern Conference semifinals. They're already done with the first round. They just blew away their opponents 4-0. So they are going to battle each other. So they are starting at game 1. Then we also have the Western Conference first round. Dallas Mavericks taking on LA Clippers. LA Clippers are 3-2 up in this series. So tomorrow also, in the Western Conference first round, game 6, we are going to have Denver Nuggets taking on Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz, they lead the series 3-2. Then on Monday, we'll have Houston Rockets taking on Oklahoma City Thunder, Western Conference game 6. That match is tied at 2-2. Okay, so these are some of the matches that we have in the NBA. Okay, but there was now we're talking about NBA players boycotting or striking, if you like to say. We want to pass a very powerful message to say distance will not be accepted. But this is not the first time that it's happened. There was somebody who tried to arrange an NBA boycott in 1991. His name, Craig Hodge. He eventually decided to hang up his basketball jersey and trainers decades ago. But he said if he had been playing today, he used to play for the Chicago Bulls, that he would not have played out the season at the Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. I said to him, it's a distraction to take people's attention and eyes away from what is really going on. True. That this fight against racism, they should have just said, no, we are not going to play until we know exactly what is going to happen to the killers of George Floyd. Then the officers who shot Jacob Blake, we want to know also what happened to him. He's 60 years old now. He played alongside Michael Jordan for the Chicago Bulls, and he has 2 NBA titles to show for it. And with what is happening, all the remaining 30 games were the playoff games were put off because the players said, no way, we are not. It started with the Milwaukee Bucks. They refused to come out for their game against Orlando Magic, and then the other team just said, hell, you guys are doing the right thing, and they joined them. So Craig Hodges is saying we should not, if he were in the NBA, if we are still playing right now, if this were like 30 years ago, then he will not even go to Disney to take part in that NBA bubble to complete the season. He will be saying we have to fight the injustice in the system.
Yeah, that's one way to go about it. But again, you have to also look at what the NBA, they've also invested in this bubble, what they also have paid TV and all the stuff, the money they've given to the basketball clubs and all that. Probably the players thought it wise, and the basketball clubs thought it wise. And okay, fine, we can, even if we are not on the street protesting against this racial injustice going on right now, we can do as on the court, and the way we've been going about it, we can continue. But like I said earlier, some players left, and said that, especially in the WNBA, that's the women's basketball, they decided to pull out from this bubble, and they want to focus on the protests on the street right now and ensure that they get justice.
Yeah, but they resolved yesterday.
Yeah. So the truth is this: if I were part of the basketballers right now in the NBA, I will continue. I want to know what will happen to the policemen who have done this act of killing and putting someone on the wheelchair for now. Hopefully he gets to work again. And from what we are getting, that even Jacob Blake, that was shot 7 times in some handcuffs right now on his bed. So I really don't understand the way they're looking at things, and I hope that the justice that they are crying for, they will get it, and we all will get it, because if they get it, you and I will get it as well. So I will support him. I mean, the time I read about him when he tried doing this thing, everybody,
that was in 1991.
Yeah, everybody went against him. I mean, even his teammates were not really in that level of solidarity towards him.
What happened then was that Rodney King, a black American, had been the victim of police brutality in Los Angeles, and he said the footage of Rodney King being beaten by white officers sparked nationwide riots, and Los Angeles bore the brunt of violent protests. The beating left King with brain damage, and the white officers who were involved, they were acquitted a year later. And this is why blacks are so angry, because it's been happening for a very long time. This is 1991. In the 60s, in the 50s, these things also happened. So he said that his plan then was that they should boycott game 1 of the NBA championship against between the LA Lakers, between his Chicago Bulls and the LA Lakers. But that his plan got very little support. That players were more worried about their contracts and their possible endorsement deals, so they do not want to get involved with anything that will hurt the big business. And of course, you know, the economic power was in the hands of white people. So if
it's still like that, Ibrahim. It's still like that.
Yeah, they could. But with what is happening now, you have the owners of the basketball and football clubs, American football and other sports, coming out to support the players.
Yeah, but there's one particular senator in the United States. She's a Republican. She has been against this particular movement, the Black Lives Matter. And she has
there are people who are against it.
And she's a co-owner of a basketball team, female basketball. Now, one of her player, black, obviously, was interviewed on CNN yesterday. They asked her, or early hours of this morning, I guess maybe, they asked her that you are pulling out of the bubble, you don't want to participate, and you want to continue the protest with your fellow black Americans, and also, like you rightly pointed out yesterday, that even the white Americans are also there protesting this injustice going on right now in the United States of America. They read out the words, you know, I can't say verbatim now, but they read out the words to her. Because of her contract with the club, she kind of answered in a way that she's got a mind of her own. She can say whatever she wants to say, but she's only saying it on a political ground. So the presenter, like me, this woman is actually against what you are standing for. She said the same thing again. Most of them try to shy away from the truth. You have to tackle this issue head on. If Colin Kaepernick, now they are all celebrating today, had not resisted all these things that is said about him or they did against him with
even Chadwick Boseman, because he was speaking out, was denied some roles, but eventually he got Black Panther, which is the biggest role of his career. John Boyega for speaking out for joining in the protest against the killing of George Floyd. They criticized him. They said all of things. You know, he was in Star Wars. And people said all sort of things. You will lose your contract. You will lose money and endorsement and everything. He said, I don't care. Even if I never get to play any other role in Hollywood again, I will speak out over what is happening. But Craig Hodges said, look, in 1991, there was no social media. So if you had social media then, even if nobody is supporting your fellow players are not supporting you because they are afraid, you could go to your social media and use that to reach out to your followers, and before you know it, you are trending worldwide and everybody is beginning to follow you. So that's what he said, that if he were playing today, he will not even be in that NBA bubble. Alright, so let's go back to Wembley and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He seems to be having a love affair with Wembley Stadium. Almost 2-0, Nketiah almost got the goal, but brilliant goalkeeping from Alisson Becker. No wonder he is the best goalkeeper in the world. But Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, this is his third consecutive game at Wembley. Yeah, the two semi-finals, and then the two semi-finals.
Yeah.
Okay, so semi-final. Sent to semi-final. The semi-final and the final, and now the Community Shield. 3 consecutive games. He scored 5 goals.
Yeah.
And this goal against Allison, I mean, brilliant. He got the ball from Bukayo Saka, and at the edge of the 10-yard box, he just bent it sweetly in, and it is Arsenal 1, Liverpool 0.
I mean, Aubameyang is someone that I feel Arsenal can let go right now. He is a goal puncher. He knows how to get the ball into the back of the net. He is a professional. Seriously, I am seeing wrapping my head around why Chelsea, Manchester United didn't go for him when they went for Alvaro Morata and Lukaku respectively. Much cheaper and now more experience, and is still in the team. The players that they signed alongside
was it cheaper? How much did Arsenal buy him?
It was about 65, 70 dirham. But then the others were like above him a little bit with add-ons and all that stuff. But again, looking at him as a then, yes, it was really
if I were in a position, then I would go for Pierre Emerick Aubameyang.
And you look at the two strikers now that they bought. They've since left those respective clubs. They've gone. One has gone to Italy, the other one has gone to Spain. But he is still there. He's the captain of the side right now. If Arsenal are serious football club that wants to get to the Champions League next season, they need Aubameyang in that team. You let him go between them.
The manager says he's confident that he's going to sign a new deal, but the thing is, right now he has still not signed, and the transfer window is still open, so anything can happen. But for now, he is still a player. All right, we'll keep you updated with the game. But for now, let's go to tennis. Naomi Osaka, a black woman, well, black and Japanese, and she is using her platform to fight. And she said, look, she realized that she will have to take the first step in protesting against racial inequality and create awareness in the tennis bubble. But I'm wondering if Naomi Osaka will be taking the first step. How about Serena Williams? Why isn't she taking the first step in this?
Well, I don't really know, because this is a fight for not just the blacks but the whole world, because there are whites who are really not happy with what is going on. Yes, we should be treated with equality, fairness and all that when it comes to treating people. Don't look at their skin. And looking at Osaka, I think this is something that somebody like Serena would have started. Then people like Osaka will follow suit and say, okay, yes, we all have to stand for this. But Osaka is really using her platform to fight for justice, over what happened to Jacob Blake. But Serena, even the sister, we've not heard from them and how they are supporting the movement. But let's just hope that they are not thinking the same way that Tiger Woods.
No. Serena Williams has spoken. I'm just saying in this one, why? Because they are in the tennis. But anyway, maybe because what's her name? Serena had been beaten before this thing became an issue. So maybe that's why, because Naomi Osaka is saying she realized that she had to be on the first. And you see what's happening after she pulled out, she still got to play in the semi-final, because after she said she was not going to play the semi-final of the Western and Southern Open, those others call it Cincinnati Masters, that as a black woman, I feel there are much more important matters at hand. So after she took that step and pulled out and said, I'm not going to play this semi-final in protest of the shooting of Jacob Blake in Kenosha, Wisconsin, the tournament organizers then decided on Thursday that they are going to suspend play in New York. And of course, this was one in a series of events that happened. The NBA also cancelled, suspended play after Milwaukee Bucks pulled out. The NFL, they did something similar. The MLS, the baseball league also, So now they've allowed, they've now resumed play. So Naomi Osaka had to play on Friday, and she defeated Elise Martins in her rearranged semi-final match 6-7, 7-6.
Yeah, that's one way to really make sure that yes, what you are talking about, people are listening to you, and she is ready for this big tournament. Yes, it's preparation to the US Open, and she has won 2 Grand Slam titles, and she's also in fine form going to this tournament. She was just trying to raise her voice and let her people hear her voice, and she has done that, and also came back and beat Elise Martins to get to the final. When she's to play Victoria Azarenka, and let's see how far she's going to fare against the Belarusian. But then I think Osaka has really proven that though she's young, but she has what it takes for people to hear her voice when it comes to speaking out, against the racial injustice to black people and all that. So I hope that other big players who also follow up so we can put a stop to this. It's really not something we should be talking all the time. It seems as we continue to condemn, we are hearing news stories concerning how blacks are.
That's one reason why we won't stop until they hear us. Because you're pushing an agenda and someone is trying to rubbish your agenda, you can't stop. That's the time you need to push the agenda more. You cannot listen to the smaller voices. And because of what this person is saying about you, or what this person thinks about you, then you change your purpose. Now, if you listen to what Bosma said, he said we have to define the purpose why we are here right now. And the moment you choose your job that you think that's your purpose, or your career that you think that's the purpose why you're on air, you lose track of yourself. At the end of the day, you retire and you feel not fulfilled. At the end of the day, you must ask yourself, why did God create me? The purpose why you are here. You could go to school and read engineering. I read banking and finance. But here, I'm a broadcast journalist. So those are the things. You have to look for your purpose. What makes you happy? What you do. Not just because of the money. Obviously, the money is very important to take off yourself and your family. But what gives you joy? Just the other day, I think a couple of months ago, at the beginning of the year, I asked Ibrahim a simple question. When are you going to retire? He said, well, until he can't really talk that well. He probably, with all the chicken and beef and all that, has made his teeth to go. That's when he would talk sport. He does it, yes, for the money. Like I said, you have to get the money, but for the love of the game, for the love of the job. So I think if you stop now, or if we stop now, because that person in power is telling you to stop, and you know what you're doing, you are doing the legal way. Yeah. You are doing the right thing. You are fighting for your right, the right way. I must stress that. I'm not saying that because of what is going on and people are protesting peacefully, then some hoodlums who gets in it, obviously vandalize things and destroy properties and all this stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. But we know you're fighting for your right and it's lawful. And because of some persons who their ideas are not, in accordance with yours, and they are trying to push your voice down, you're trying to jettison your own idea. If you stop at that particular time, the basketballer I spoke of probably is regretting that. Why didn't he push further as at the time he wanted? But today, Colin Kaepernick did not. Yeah. He didn't. Everybody even lost his job. Yes, he's got a lot of money, but he lost his job today. Everybody that is pushing for the Black Lives Matter, they are referencing Colin Kaepernick. Even when Nike came and people started burning their Nike shoes, their Nike shirts, but today they are referencing Colin Kaepernick. They apologized to Colin Kaepernick. They've said that if they had, they would have listened to Colin Kaepernick earlier than now. But if he had stopped then, probably by now they won't be talking about Colin Kaepernick. He probably will be talking about if I got the power to see into the future, I would have continued my protest. But if he continued today, he's one player that is not playing in the American football, and everybody's now congratulating for pushing an agenda that this thing, enough is enough, it stops now.
Okay, as I said, Naomi Osaka, the final could not take place. She withdrew, so she retired from the Western and Southern Open final over injury. So it means that by default, Victoria Azarenka takes the title via a walkover. Yeah, so she came out, played the semi-final, won, but she couldn't play the final due to a left hamstring injury. We hope that this will not affect her in the US Open. Yeah, so we hope that she gets to do well. But for the men's final, it's going to be Novak Djokovic versus Milos Raonic. Novak Djokovic, well, he played yesterday, he won, but it seems he's been having a problem with his neck. Almost every match, he needs the trainer to attend to him. The same thing happened to him yesterday when he played against the 8th seed Roberto Bautista Agut in the semi-final. He came from behind to win 4-6, 6-4, 7-6. Yes, he's still unbeaten in 2020, but it seems he's taking a toll on his body, and you wonder, is he going to be 100% during the final, and more importantly, is he going to be 100% at the US Open? US Open starting on the 31st. Yes. And so I'm even wondering why play a tournament now when you have the US Open starting. Well, because of COVID, normally it takes like about, I think, a week or two before the US Open start. But for Milos Raonic, who is one of those players that you thought by now would have won a Grand Slam, but with this big three always there, he hasn't been able to. He does well sometimes, but gets to the Grand Slam. He might even beat Roger Federer in the quarterfinal. Then he's been to one Grand Slam final, but he was not able to win. So he defeated the Greek force, Stefanos Tsitsipas, 7-6, 6-4. So we wait to see what will happen in the final when Novak Djokovic takes on Milos Raonic.
Yeah, that would be a big final, but Djokovic, who is always having a medical timeout, I don't know how he's going to fare against Raonic. Raonic is a big server, but we are expecting him to win the Grand Slam before now, but he's still trying to get his hands on one. But this is the final, and for Djokovic not to have lost any game until now and maintain that is a unbeaten record. He could also go one past Raonic to continue that record, but adding the US Open to his collections and getting closer to that of Rafael Nadal is going to be another big question. Although he's one of the, he's the biggest, right now. So this is an opportunity for the young guys to see how they can take advantage of his injury and see how they can knock him off and also fight for the Grand Slam. But if they fail to do that, I think the same will go on to do great stuff and not just only won this title, but go on to win the Grand Slam.
All right, let's go on this break. When we return, we'll be looking at combat sports.
My name is Folashade Helen Franklin Osakwe. Presently, I'm the academic coordinator of the State Universal Basic Education Board. But I had to coordinate every other person in the field. All the learning and development officers, 85 of them in the 18 local government area in Edo State. They go into the schools every day to ensure that the teachers are on task. Because we found out that the 2 weeks training that each teacher got is not enough to internalize what they have learned. So what we have to do is to ensure that we go every day to observe the teacher and keep giving them feedback to help them improve on the training that they got so that they can be better and enhance their skills.
Vote Governor Obaseki, vote PDP.
Mourning and at the same time celebrating the life of Chadwick Boseman, the guy who played Black Panther in the movie of the same title. He died yesterday at the age of 43 from colon cancer. And sportsmen and women have been mourning him. In fact, in the match that is on right now, the FA competition, Arsenal versus Liverpool, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has given Arsenal the lead 1-0. But after he scored, the way he celebrated, he did the Wakanda Forever pose, and that tells you how much he cherishes Black Panther. In fact, the Gabonese national team are called the Panthers, Le Panthère in French, Le Panthère du Gabon. That's the Panthers of Gabon. And Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, when he scored against Rennes in the semi-final of the Europa, no, not the semi-final, one of the matches in the Europa League, he brought out Black Panther mask and did the Wakanda Forever pose. So we're really sad that we've lost Chadwick Boseman. So we are celebrating his life. All right, let's go to combat sports now. I will talk professional wrestling. We had SmackDown last night, so let's get into it and see what happened. We had a couple of matches. One was between Jeff Hardy and Shinsuke Nakamura, and this was for the Intercontinental Championship. But before we had this, Adam Pearce, who is someone that's well known in the independent circuit, he was shown getting instructions from Vince McMahon backstage, and then suddenly we saw Jeff Hardy coming out to kick off the show. So Jeff Hardy spoke about winning the Intercontinental Championship last week, and while he was talking, AJ Styles came out and he called Jeff Hardy a cheat, and then he said that Jeff Hardy uses knee brace as a weapon against him last week. But remember that it was actually AJ Styles who attacked Jeff Hardy before their match, and so that's why the doctors allowed Jeff Hardy to use a knee brace. Well, the charismatic enigma, that's Jeff Hardy, was saying that he's ready to issue an open challenge. But before he said it, AJ Styles told him that he's lucky that he could not fight today, that the doctors did not clear him because Jeff Hardy injured him last week. And Jeff Hardy now said, "I'm sorry that you have not been cleared. It means you cannot take part in my open challenge, so I am throwing an open challenge for the Intercontinental Champion." An open challenge means anybody can come out and challenge for the title. And AJ Styles attempted to attack Jeff Hardy, but Jeff Hardy was able to punch him and beat him out of the ring. And then afterwards, Shinsuke Nakamura came out to challenge for the title. So while this fight was on, it was Jeff Hardy who won. He was able to still kind of use his knee brace, and then AJ Styles was complaining at ringside that Jeff Hardy cheated, but eventually Jeff Hardy won. And while he was going out, suddenly Sami Zayn came to SmackDown. And you know, Sami Zayn is actually the WWE Intercontinental Champion. He didn't lose the title, but he had to go away. I think he had one problem, and then he left. So that's why they had another tournament to determine who was going to be the Intercontinental Champion. So he returned, and he was telling Jeff Hardy that he was the true champion, that Jeff Hardy was a fraud. And Jeff Hardy raised his belt, both of them were raising their belts, and suddenly Sami Zayn hit Jeff Hardy with a hell of a kick, and then AJ Styles attempted to attack Jeff Hardy, but Jeff Hardy recovered from the hell of a kick and he stared down AJ Styles. Then after this, Matt Riddle took on Chad Gable. Well, Matt Riddle came and he actually challenged Baron Corbin to fight with him, but the King came, the King Baron Corbin, he came, but he said it was his disciple Chad Gable, or Shotzi, who was going to take on Matt Riddle, but this was an easy victory for Matt Riddle. He just won this fight without much problems. Then later we had the Golden Role models, that's Sasha Banks and Bailey. Well, they came out and as they were talking, we actually had Big E and Heavy Machinery. They were together. Then Bailey and Sasha Banks came, and Bailey was now trying to mock Big E, and then she told him that some people are just unable to handle anything other than a tag team title. And you know that she and Sasha Banks, yeah, they are the tag team champions, but Sasha Banks used to be the Raw Women's Champion, but she lost her title. And then Sasha Banks has never been able to defend it, and she's won it I think 5 or 6 times now, but every time she wins the title, she loses it at her very first defense. So Bailey was just talking and saying some things, but later she realized that she was actually hurting her friend, and then she attempted to apologize, but the Sasha Banks told her that she should not worry, that they have a match at Payback, which is coming up tomorrow. They are going to be defending their titles against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. In fact, while they were talking, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, they appeared on the screen, and then they said, look, they don't like themselves, that Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, that they hate each other, but they hate Bailey and Sasha Banks more than each other. So when they meet at Payback, they were going to defeat the girls who call themselves the Golden Role Models and take their title. Drew Gulak, I don't know what he thought he was doing, but he hit Braun Strowman with a steel chair, and then he threw the chair at Pierce, who we saw at the beginning getting instructions from Vince McMahon. And but Pierce was trying to get Braun Strowman to sign a contract. They want to have a triple threat match for the WWE Universal Championship at Payback. So Braun Strowman told him that he will only sign if he gets Drew Gulak to face him in the ring. And so we had that match, and it was a squash. Braun Strowman just absolutely obliterated Drew Gulak and got an easy victory. Afterwards, we had Cesaro taking on Kalisto. It was Cesaro who won, but Kalisto, who was of the Lucha House Party, they seem to be having some issues. In fact, there was even distraction from Lane Dorado and Grand Metalik, which enabled Cesaro to win. So it seems that very soon Lucha House Party are going to break apart. So The Miz and John Morrison and Sheamus, they took on Big E and Heavy Machinery. It was Big E who got the win for his team. He was able to hit The Miz with the big ending. And afterwards, we had that fight. Braun Strowman and Drew Gulak. Braun Strowman won, and then he signed his contract. Then, after the fight between Heavy Machinery, Big E, taking on The Miz, John Morrison, and Sheamus, which I told you that Big E won on behalf of his team. We now, got into the story of the guy who pretended he was a postman, that's Adam Pierce. We told you at the beginning that he got instruction from Vince McMahon. And so he got to the Firefly Funhouse, and then he met Bray Wyatt, and then told Bray Wyatt that he wanted him to sign the match at Payback, to sign the contract. And Bray Wyatt was asking, why are you asking for me and not for the Fiend? But he eventually signed the contract. And then later in the show, Pierce, he went to the locker room of Roman Reigns to try and get him to sign the contract, but he didn't meet Roman Reigns. But eventually he got Braun Strowman to sign after Braun Strowman defeated Drew Gulak. And then finally he got into the room of Roman Reigns and met him, because you know why they are having this triple threat match. It was because during the fight between what was the step down, Braun Strowman and the Fiend, this guy interfered after the Fiend had defeated Braun Strowman. Remember that I told you that Roman Reigns made his return and he speared both men, and so they said, okay, we're going to have a triple threat match at Payback. So he eventually got Roman Reigns and wanted him to sign the contract. Roman Reigns then told him that he was going to sign the contract because he knows that he is going to win that triple threat match and is going to be the new WWE Universal Champion, and that this wasn't a prediction, it was a spoiler. And of course, you know who usually says stuff like that. It is, of course, Paul Heyman, who for many years was the advocate of Brock Lesnar. But after Roman Reigns said that, the camera now panned and we saw that Paul Heyman was actually in the room of Roman Reigns. So it means that Roman Reigns has teamed up with Paul Heyman. So for years, Paul Heyman has been saying that he believes that Roman Reigns could become a Paul Heyman guy. He has married some people, including CM Punk and Brock Lesnar in the WWE. So now maybe he is going to be on the side of Roman Reigns. And I don't know whether for once, finally, maybe WWE, which basically means that Vince McMahon, maybe they are going to eventually turn Roman Reigns heel. There was one time, heel of course is the bad guy in a wrestling match, while the face or the baby face is the guy who is the hero in quotes. So for many years they've wanted, people have said, look, the best thing for Roman Reigns is for him to turn heel, because at that point he was not getting the support that Vince McMahon wanted. Vince McMahon was pushing him to be the face of WWE, but many of the fans felt that they were being unfair in their push of him, because he had not spent that many years in the WWE when he came with the Shield, and they just felt, no, it's not fair. There are others who have served the company longer, so they should be getting the push ahead of Roman Reigns. But Vince McMahon really wanted Roman Reigns to be the champion and everything, so many of the fans turned against Roman Reigns. So people were saying, look, why not just turn him heel, because whenever he comes you have so many people booing him, so just make him a heel, and that could work out well for him. The same thing happened with The Rock. When The Rock first came, they attempted to push The Rock, and that angered many people. They started booing The Rock, and The Rock just decided to own it and started acting like a real heel, and he got so much hits that eventually even the people who hated him started cheering him, and that's how he became, in my opinion, the most charismatic wrestler in the history of the WWE. So that's what happened on SmackDown last night. Roman Reigns basically has become a Paul Heyman guy. I don't know whether that means that the WWE are going to eventually turn him heel. So we are going to have Payback tomorrow night. The 30th of August is going to be at Orlando, Florida, at the Amway Center. So some of the matches that we'll be having, Matt Riddle, the original Bro, will be taking on the King, Baron Corbin. This is a singles match. Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio, they'll be taking on, once again, Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. This is going to be a tag team match. Last time it happened, it was Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy who won. We're going to also have Keith Lee, who has made the jump from NXT to the main roster, so he will be taking on Randy Orton. This is going to be a singles match. Then Apollo Crews will be defending his WWE United States Championship against Bobby Lashley, who will have in his corner MVP and Shelton Benjamin. Somehow you feel the numbers game is going to play out here, and maybe Bobby Lashley will become the new United States champion. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, the Universal Champion, will defend his title against Roman Reigns, who will have in his corner Paul Heyman and Braun Strowman. So this is going to be a no-holds-barred triple threat match for the WWE Universal Championship. Then we'll also have Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. They will be taking on Bayley and Sasha Banks, who are the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Okay, so these are some of the matches that we'll be having on Payback coming up tomorrow in the WWE. Alright, back to football. It is halftime, and it is Arsenal 1, Liverpool 0.
Yeah, fantastic performance by the Gunners. They had some chances, of which Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang took one of them, and for Liverpool they also had a couple of chances, but we are still expecting them to finish, clinically, like what we saw of them last season. But this is a match between two champions, and whoever gets to win will be the competition champions, which is a continuous at all the 2020-2021 season. So there's still 45 minutes to play for, but so far I think it has been a balanced game between both sides, because this is their first game, competitive game, trying to carve out opportunities and to finish them fantastically. But then I think for Arsenal, they've proven that yes, they can hold on to their own. But I just hope that they'll be able to hold on to Aubameyang. If he signs a new deal, fine, it's going to go fine, helping them to push for title.
Liverpool, are they losing it? Their manager, Jurgen Klopp, said he'll be surprised if his team play their best game in this match. That they've been off for a while, so he doesn't expect that they will just hit the ground running and everything. But yeah, they are champions of England, but especially since the restart, did they really play that well? Yeah, they beat Manchester. They beat they were beaten by Manchester City.
Yes,
they were beaten by Manchester City. Was it 4-0?
4-0,
yeah. They were beaten by Arsenal, 2-1. Yeah, they beat Chelsea 5-3. But with what has happened, you look at them and you feel this team isn't as good as they were at the start of last season and in the middle of the last season. Since towards the end of the season, is it fatigue? Is it even this game today? From what I've seen in the first half, you can't really see the difference between Liverpool and Arsenal. If anything, Arsenal have been the better side in this match.
The truth is, when you ask the players to go out there and give you 100% all the time, like the way they started last season, it gets to a point they drop form, and that's what we're seeing with Liverpool now. What actually gave them the trophy last year was that they have already done enough before the pandemic halted thing. They've done more than enough to have been crowned champions. If what we saw during the restart was the way they were playing, I don't think that Liverpool would have won the Premier League. But having said that, I think they are 1 minute away gradually trying to get themselves back. I hope it's not a burnout. I was hoping that after the pandemic that they would try to freshen up a little bit, bring in 1 or 2 players to help, put players like Sadio Mane, Mo Salah on their toes, that if you don't play well, I can come in and take your shirt, like those days when we had a lot of players in the Super Eagles. If you don't play well, the next player that is coming is good enough to put you on the bench. But unfortunately, the pandemic and all that, I think they will come out good in the second half. I don't see Liverpool beating Arsenal with the way they are going, except they have something different in stock for us when they come out in the second half. I don't see Liverpool going the way they went last season in the upcoming season, starting on the 12th of September. I don't see them doing that same thing that they did last season. It's going to be difficult this time because they've really dropped form for the sake of their fans and the sake of the coaches really passionate about good football, that you will be able to rediscover that form again. They go out there and do something fantastic.
All right, let's go on another break. We'll be right back, and when we return, we'll be taking your calls.
Trying to get or receive information through all corners of the globe requires unprecedented internet service. At Wireless NG, we provide fast, reliable, and affordable unlimited broadband internet service to homes and businesses. Service is currently available across Lagos and Benin. Visit us today at Wireless NG, 5 Ramaya, Ikenede Street off PZ Sapler Road, Benin City, or our marketing office, 70 Olowo Complex, Airport Road, Benin City, or call 0807-887-9960 or 0703-672-9147. Wireless NG, erasing internet boundaries.
Come see for yourself, oh. This no be the one you go take on the ear here, oh. You must take your eyes see so that you self go enjoy wetin other people they enjoy. Uyi Technica, the generator headquarters where they make everybody enjoy generators of all sizes and models for affordable price. Whether not the small one for barber shop or I been a big Perkins generator for factory and big building. Uyi Technica, the place for generators, spare parts, grinding machine, pepper mill, and others. Mention the name and size of generator where you want. Bakam Uyi Technica get them for the kind of money where they your pocket. Bakam Uyi Technica get them. Come take your eyes see for the generator headquarters. Uyi Technica, 7981 and 83 Mission Road, Benin City, and all other Uyi Technical branches. Uyi Technica, affordable products for everybody jollification.
My name is Okiran Mokwede. This is my best story. Prior to 2018, I was a classroom teacher in Obo Oduma Primary School in Eyebe, Onwa East Local Government area in Edo State. In 2018, I went to attend the pilot phase training of the Edo-based digital teachers training in Benin. And it's been a very interesting journey so far, from a classroom teacher in 2018, prior 2018, that had no experience in when it comes to using of the computer, using how to do data analysis. In a space of 2 years, the Governor Obaseki-led administration and the SUBEB led by Dr. John Osabawe have given me the opportunity. They've trained me, equipped me, and given me the opportunity to continue to support our teachers in schools, ensuring that effective teaching and learning is taking place in all primary schools in Edo State, ensuring that every Edo child is learning in Edo State.
Vote Governor Obaseki, vote PDP. All the programs on KU 92.7 are now open for sponsorship and advert placements. For sponsorship and advert placements, call now for inquiries 070-380-50243 or 080-8877-3644 or visit KUFM Marketing Office located at the top floor of the Enterprise Foundation Building, number 62, Ihama Road, Benin City, Edo State. 92.7 KUFM is your business growth partner.
When I see you again, when I see you.
Alright, welcome back to Saturday Sports Fiesta live on 2.7 KFM Benin City with Mr. Ali Ibrahim, the sports Breakanova, Senator Francis, the sports Berlusconi, and alongside Mekan, the sports Maestro. Okay, if you are a Chelsea fan, we can tell you that your game with Brighton and Hove Albion has ended, and it was a draw 1-1. Sheffield getting a late equalizer. I think it was a penalty.
Yeah. Good game all round for Chelsea. Most times during pre-seasons, it's not really to win the game, but it's to get the idea, the tactical knowledge of what the technical crew or the manager is trying to tell you. And like I said at the beginning, Timo Werner getting on the score sheet will definitely increase his confidence moving forward. They play Brighton over on the 14th of September. I guess they're going to be, before they depart for the international, which will be this upcoming week, and when they return, I guess they will get more games. And with what is happening with Chelsea right now, the players that actually came to camp before this month now, most of them are in quarantine because of what happened, unfortunately. Hopefully, we've not heard of them having any of the symptoms. I think this is just 1 week now, but next week we know that they can play, if, I don't know, play for Three Lions and some others for other internationals. When they rejoin the team, they will have a fantastic squad that they can select from, especially Thiago Silva came to London. That was Friday here, or day before yesterday, so we can't 40 days now. Maybe when he gets to join up with the team moving forward, maybe after the Brighton and Hove Albion game, maybe we'll have a robust Chelsea team. But the most important thing is getting that game time, getting yourself fit enough for the start of the season. 1-1 for me is fair. It's fair for Chelsea.
Alright, Chelsea actually even played on 2 matches today. Their women's team were in action. They played the women's community shields too. Yeah, it was supposed to be between the winners, as you know, it's the winners of the league and the winners of the FA Cup. Chelsea, after they applied PPG, Chelsea won the women's league. So they were supposed to play against the winners of the women's FA Cup, but the 2020 women's FA Cup was not concluded. Yeah. So the team that won it in 2019, Manchester City, had to step in to play against Chelsea in the competition. But Chelsea women won that encounter 2-0. Alright guys, you can join us now. You can call us on 070-6263-9275 or 090-3939-4427. You can also reach us on 081-2178-9154. Let me tell you that we've got some prizes to be won. Recharge cards. Yeah, we've got no yellow network, but 1 red network and 2 of the green network. So we've got 3,000 naira worth of recharge cards to give out. So when you call, you can decide to play the game, and if you win, we'll ensure we'll give it to you. Hello? Yesterday you bless you. Okay. Okay, so as we talk of Victor Osimhen, may I just maybe ask a question about Victor Osimhen. So, how many goals did he score in the 2015 FIFA Under-17 World Cup? Okay, all right. So I should send the green network, but the network, the black and yellow network. Now, guys, I will send you the text for the green network. So if you dash somebody or you, if somebody wants to ask you, and I will send them to you. It's Prince Johnson. All right. All right. Hello? Yeah, good evening, welcome. Hello? Yeah. We can hear you.
I said this brown meat don't come.
Go ahead now.
I want to talk about Martin Time performance. I want to complete the video from the first.
Can you speak it again?
I said I want to
Did you get what you said?
Your voice is breaking. The line actually is breaking. Can you say that again? No, we can't hear you. Sorry, I have to just abort the call and call us back. The network is breaking.
Good evening.
Good evening, welcome.
Gracie too.
Welcome.
Now you didn't choose now.
I go special now. You will say this. Already, I beg. Okay, let's ask some of the questions that we've asked before. Give me 3 banners that have played for the Super Eagles.
Yes, now.
3 different families. No, but the one you know. Tell us the ones when they actually play. Who? What do you mean brother name now? And brother no get name.
Again, 2004 Nations quarterfinal. Yeah, I don't know. I scored one goal like that for quarterfinal against Cameroon.
Go and talk another one. We can't work on the program. Maybe give you that one. His brother's name is Ogbonna. Give us another one. We mentioned this thing years ago. We even mentioned it when we're mentioning somebody's celebrating his birthday. We mentioned it.
Brothers don't play for Spike Goals. They pass for self. We just make you mention 3. They pass for now, but we just make you mention 3 now.
We're happy for one department. So goalkeepers, they well, both of them are brothers, and don't keep for. Day.
This one for your living like this.
Bye. For you. Hello. Stamford Bridge. You know now, since you be Stamford Bridge, give me what should I ask about Nigerians? So give me Nigerians that have played for Chelsea. Play for Chelsea, Manuel Vara play for Chelsea. 2. Give me one more.
Give me that one.
Give us your number. Hold on. Sorry, hold on. No. Yeah.
Okay.
93.
Alright, let me call it for you again, okay? 0802 884 7493.
This is the red network, ba? Okay, no problem. We'll send it to you. We have two more, and I think the remaining two are. No, Danjuma said we're sending the green.
One green. That's it. We have one more.
So we have one green and one red.
So we have 3.
You said
3.
So that's
Danjuma 1.
But Danjuma 1. Oh, okay. So we need one more. So just one green that is left. What one should I go for?
You did that?
Good evening and welcome. Emmanuel from Ondo State.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome. How are you listening to us from Ondo? Listening on our. Yeah. I was asking, you are listening on our website or the app? Are you listening on our website or the app? How are you listening to us now? Are you using the app or the website? Are you listening to us? Oh, really? Okay. But even here in Benin, sometimes people call and tell us that they cannot get us. Okay. All right. Which club do you support? Chelsea fan. I want you to win this because you are calling from outside Benin. But let's tell you, it's just the green network that is left. What of a chat card? Yeah, the green network. God say Prince Johnson Agogo. Question. Okay, tell me, what is the highest scorer in the history of Chelsea? I'm not saying the number of goals that he scored. They just told me he was there. Leicester City he played for Chelsea. So who's the highest scorer in the history of Chelsea?
Chelsea
football. You're Chelsea fan now, yes. Kai, no do this thing, no.
No. We'll remove you from fan base.
We want you to win it. Let me tell you, he's still in Chelsea right now. So what is it? Why did you not join Chelsea? Why did you have this one day? So you know how many players don't play? You know don't score the number of West when even DJ Drogba score. Come on.
Not this season.
The history of Chelsea. How can you not known as a Chelsea fan? I mean, this is. I've given you. I told you that he is in Chelsea right now. Outside of Edo States. Come on. Frank Lampard now. I didn't even ask you the number of goals that he scored. 211 goals, but I didn't answer that. Who's the highest scorer in the history of Chelsea? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, good evening. So what's your name? Tunji. Okay, from where?
Ondo State. Wow.
People in Ondo State. People in Ondo State cannot get us. I don't know what you guys are doing though.
It's wave. It depends.
Even in Benin, they can say they are not. It's not clear.
Digital. It moves.
Okay, welcome. Yeah.
The case critical.
Okay.
Nothing.
Right now, two young guys, 16 and 17, that will be coming in. But I'm sure what you want is the first team players that are coming in. But for now, nobody is coming in. But you know, we still have some days till the end of the transfer window, so maybe they will eventually get some players. You don't want to play the game. You don't want to play our recharge card. Okay, you are a Man U fan. Okay, let's ask you the same thing that we asked the Chelsea fan from Ondo. So let me see who are the smarter. The club are smarter. Who is the highest scorer in the history of Manchester United? Yeah. Oh, you try. Give us a number. So Manchester United fans are smarter than Chelsea fans in Ondo State. That's in Ondo State.
I can't believe my brother. So I didn't get that at all.
No. 384.
Okay. I'm looking at.
Okay, please call it again so that we don't send to the Hello? 384. Yes, 33. Okay, we're going to send your recharge card worth 1,000 naira, but it is not a yellow network. It's going to be, I'm sure this your own is yellow. It's going to be the green network that will send to you. Okay. Yeah, but the one we have left is green, so we will send you green. So if you have somebody that you can give to, or you can sell it, whatever. So we'll send it to you before the end of the show. After we leave. Oh, okay, maybe when we take a break, I can send it at that time. Okay, let's call Prince Johnson Agogo. So you can say thank you to him.
Wow, Brian did
Johnson Agogo. Okay. All right, thank you. Okay. This goalkeeper, honestly, I think he's they're not missing the first choice.
Yeah, I read papers today that they are thinking of restoring him back once he's fitting up. Talking about Ben and Leno, and he will become the second choice. But he has been talking about since the end.
He needs to
be regular. Chelsea, you are in goalkeeper crisis right now. Why not come from Martinez rather?
But will they sell him to Chelsea? That's what you should ask. Will Arsenal be willing to? He was number 2. He did not have any problems with that until this guy had an injury. But now that the whole world can see how good he is, I mean, he's even better than the first team goalkeeper of many of the other teams in the English Premier League. Okay, but it's still Arsenal 1, Liverpool 0, 56 minutes of action. Let's go on this break. We'll be right back.
Osage Izeyam, Undao Penotene, Omusi, and Terran Babie, Yebeba, Osage Izeyam, Unda, or another Sagi get there, Ijebeke, Osa, Osage Nago, Novizejam, Unda will wear Opia, no Joku, Yamuku, no Memoku, Yebeba, Osa, Osage Izeyam, Unda, Piano, you know, you Nedo, no, Opana will let it go, no,
My brother, please, we need solar power in our house. NEPA only gives us like 3 hours at night and 3 hours during the day.
That's true, but Zabron Solar has solar packages tailored to your needs. We can deploy to you today solar inverters, charge controllers, and mono solar panels along with deep circle gel batteries. We also have in stock solar street lights and solar freezers. Our 1,000 watt inverter still sells for around 110,000 naira. The 2,000 watts model sells for 150,000 naira, and the 3,000 watts model is under 175,000 naira. Our deep circle gel battery is under 123,000 with warranty. What is more, we offer flexible payment and lease to our own terms. Come to our showroom today at Didio Plaza 62 Oko Central Road by Gapiona Junction, GRA Benin City, or shop online at www.zabronsolar.com. You can also reach us on 0816-932-2857. The Zabron Solar, energy you can rely on.
Yeah, when I see you again.
Damn, no, all the planes we flew, good things we've been through. Then I'll be standing right here talking.
Alright, welcome back to Saturday Sports Fiesta. It is live on 90.7 KFM University. Let's head back to the phone lines. Hello? Good evening, sir. Good evening. Okay. Welcome. 1-0, Arsenal they lead 1-0. Alright. Okay. Hello?
Hi, good evening, guy Brian. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, welcome.
Good evening,
Good evening. Crown Angel, hello. It's been a while. Welcome. We're cool. No, we've given out the last card. They've not concluded it just yet, but some are saying maybe latest today, tomorrow, the deal will be done. But I think they've basically done everything. That what is holding up the deal is that Bayer Leverkusen are trying to get a replacement for Kai Havertz. And you know how the business works. Once they announce it, then it will become a bit more difficult for them to get a replacement, because the club will know, okay, when I don't collect big money for Kai Havertz, so they might increase the price for the player that they will have sold to them. So that's just what is holding it. But they've already agreed, the two clubs have agreed that they are going to sell the player, and the player too has agreed personal terms. No, we didn't see the game. We didn't watch it. But from what we heard, Timo Werner scored.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Hello. 070-6263-9075 090-3939-4427 081-21-789154. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
My name is Bonus.
Your name is what?
Bonus.
Gonas. Yeah, okay.
I was just calling.
Is this your first time calling us?
I've been calling several times, but I used several.
You use different names.
Yes, like whenever it was there.
Why are you using different names when you call?
It depends on the coach.
It depends on the what?
On the coach, but today I'm sticking with Gunners.
Okay. All right. So you are not a first time caller. All right. So go ahead.
So I was just calling. I wanted to ask about I had a blog, so I was trying to ask if a British in Nigeria or a British.
Who a British?
Yes, a British is it.
You are asking if he's a Nigerian?
Yes.
Yeah, he's Nigerian, but he has not played for Nigeria. He has not played for England also, so he has not decided his international future.
Okay, because I read the Nigerian player. That was what I read. Looks like that.
They called him what?
A Nigerian player.
Yeah, his heritage is Nigerian. From his name, even Eberechi, you know that he's Nigerian. But he has not played for the Super Eagles. He's not played for England at senior level. I don't know. Has he played at senior level? Yeah, but he has not played for them at senior level, so he's still eligible to play for Nigeria. The NFF has even contacted him, but he said he needed time to sort his international future. So for now, he has not decided.
Saka should also make decisions to come to Nigeria.
Saka, don't worry. Saka is playing. He even got an assist today.
Yeah, I'm watching the match.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you.
No question.
No, the cards are gone. They've won them already.
Thank you.
Sorry, came late, but
yeah. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Good evening. Okay. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah.
It's completed.
I forgot.
2035.
We're waiting, but for now, nothing on Jadon Sancho. No breakthrough, nothing like in the case of Kai Havertz, we've told you, okay, Chelsea and Bayern, at least they've agreed. On Bayer Leverkusen, they've agreed on a deal. Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund, they've not agreed on any deal. Okay.
Hello, good evening, great man of sports.
Welcome.
This is AC1 now.
AC? AC1 now. Okay, welcome, sir.
Yes, thank you. Because I know the in England.
Yeah.
When it comes to benefit. You find that it can take years before they can even negotiate forward. That is so that this issue is work. If we are able to this definitely comes true. Is it not?
Yes, so sorry. Sorry. Okay, regarding Manchester United, yeah, they are one of the richest clubs in the world. But for the case of Jadon Sancho, they've said that they are not going to be bullied. They are not going to be dictated to. It has happened to them in the past. Maybe they are still feeling bad that they bought Harry Maguire for £85 million, and that's why they do not want that kind of situation anymore. They feel that Jadon Sancho is not worth the 120 million euros that Borussia Dortmund is demanding. That's why they have refused to pay that money. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, welcome. Okay, no, sir, go on. The game is gone. Yeah. Okay. How many did they win today?
3.
Okay, so it's gone. It was 3 as of yesterday. So we're done with the game. Okay, we'll go on the short break. We'll be right back. Please settle.
Many Nigerians will be serving as electoral officials in the Edo State governorship elections on the 19th of September 2020. These include youth corps members, security agents, and others who will be deployed to various polling units across the state. It is the responsibility of all citizens of Edo State to protect electoral officials before, during, and after the election. We should not allow anyone to attack electoral officials or prevent electoral officials from performing their duties. Security agencies have been mobilized to protect all voters and officials and deal with any person or group of persons attempting to disrupt voting or undermine the successful conduct of the election. This message is from the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Making your votes count, consolidating our democracy.
If we not be God win you, we not go vote any other person. We not go vote. If we not be PDP, we not go vote any other party. We not go vote. Oga, make you carry your ticket home. Oga, I say carry your ticket home. Anywhere God win, they not there with them. Anywhere shy would go, not there with them. Oga, make you carry your ticket home. Oga, make you carry your ticket home. Anywhere God win, they not there with them. Anywhere shy would go, not there with them. Oga, make you carry your ticket home. Oga, make you carry your ticket home. Anywhere God win, they not there with them. Anywhere shy would go, not there with them.
Vote Governor Obaseki, vote PDP.
When I see you
All right, welcome back. Heading straight back to the phone lines. Hello? Hello? Yeah, good evening.
Nice one.
Sorry?
I'm back on the phone.
Mike, great to have you.
I was going to wait for you. I got the answer.
Play the new song, okay. We'll get it soon. Hello?
Hello, I got man. Good evening.
Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, brother.
I'm coming from Nigeria.
Great to have you, Paris.
Yeah. I want to have. You know, with friends, my friend. I'm very scared. The relationship is Escobar.
What's the connection between Escobar and own goal? Is that what you're saying? Yes. It's not the only one that scored. Before Escobar, there was Odie. Whenever you scored an own goal, everybody would scream Odie, and that was unfortunately for Godwin Odie, a fantastic defender for the Green Eagles then. But he scored a goal against Nigeria. I think it was it against Tunisia during the qualifiers for the 1978 World Cup also. So that was why he became notorious for that. But at least Odie, nobody killed him. He's still alive even till today. But for Escobar, unfortunately, he was shot and he died after the 1994 when he scored an own goal against the United States of America. But I mean, he's not the only one to score an own goal. But as far as I know, he's the only one who was killed for scoring an own goal. So when they shout Escobar till today, you should know why now. I mean, it's explanatory. It's clear why they are screaming Escobar whenever he's the most infamous incident of scoring an own goal.
Barcelona.
No problem. All right. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
You're welcome. Good evening. Great governors, welcome.
Yeah, good evening. Because then you come in and start with that.
Thank you. Minamino with the goal, but was there handball?
Yeah, it's a
Salah.
Did it touch Salah's hand, or did it touch an Arsenal player before it got to Salah? We got to
both of them. Salah first, then Cedric.
Then this. If it goes back and see what happens.
Yeah.
The referee is waiting for confirmation from VAR. Looking at it, well, we won't see. They've given the goal, so it is Liverpool 1, Arsenal 1. So Minamino getting the equalizer for no handball. That's what they said. Sorry, which song did this guy request?
Chelsea, Leicester City.
No, so the Leicester City. Yeah, he said Leicester City and what now? Leicester City. Joshua and what? I thought there was a third one. Okay, let's just put on Leicester City and Anthony and Joshua. We'll take this call and we'll go on a break to honor the request because we've got so many here. Hello.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening, welcome. Okay. Okay. Allah is not allowed though, not be with they allow. Sorry. Amen. We'll join you to pray. Alright, take care. Okay guys, let's go on this break. We'll be back shortly. Please enjoy the request that you guys have made.
tira disparo potente, olfato de gol y es un buen asistente. Se va de uno, se va de dos, Cristiano Ronaldo mete un gol. Se va de dos, se va de tres, le hace falta y vuelve a meter. Cristiano Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, el equipo rival tiene miedo cuando te ve en el campo. Cristiano Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, el equipo rival tiene miedo cuando te ve en el campo. Nací en Portugal para ser una estrella, con la pelota en los pies luchando por ella. Juega en equipo o individual, entre la Madrid lo queremos igual. Dos paradas encima nos llevan a la cima. Más títulos, ¿no? Más títulos que no caben en la vitrina. La Liga, la Copa, la Champions, nos tendrán envidia. Se va de uno, se va de dos, Cristiano Ronaldo mete un gol. Se va de dos, se va de tres, le hace falta y vuelve a meter. Cristiano Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, el equipo rival tiene miedo cuando te ve en el campo. Cristiano Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, el equipo rival tiene miedo cuando te ve en el campo. Insurance FC of Insurance FC the great. In the beginning,
in interviews with Mario, but the book would be not a drama, the book would be a comedy. I remember one in Kazan, we went to Kazan in the Champions League, and in that match I had all my strikers injured. Nowhere to, I was really in trouble, and Mario gets a yellow card in minute 43. So when I went to the dressing room at half time, I spent, I would say, 14 minutes. I was spending 14 minutes speaking only for Mario. I cannot change. I cannot make a change. I don't have a striker on the bench. Don't touch anybody. Play only with the ball. When we lose the ball, no reaction. If somebody provocates you, no reaction. If the ref makes a mistake, no reaction. Mario, please. Minute 46.
Sorry, I'm just laughing because he got beat up so bad. Because, you know, I said, you know what, yeah? He talks so much crap. He say he wants to kill someone. He wants to get a body in his record. He's the hardest puncher in the whole division. He could have beat Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali. You could say he could beat all these guys in their prime. No, he couldn't. He don't have the stuff that them guys had. Them guys had incredible toughness, incredible boxing IQ, good movement, good jab. All Deontay Wilder had was just a good right hand. And because he's tall and skinny, and a lot of people you fight is well overmatched, he just gets them by surprise when he just he's just funny, man. It's just fun. This guy talks so much crap.
The
My name is Anthony Oluwafemi Olasheni Joshua, and like many of you here, I'm a child of the Commonwealth. I was born in Watford, and my heritage is Nigerian. I come from the Yoruba people, who are the largest, and some might say the loudest, ethnic group in all of Africa. I am proudly Nigerian, and I'm proudly British, and I join a long line, perhaps too long to count, of UK citizens of Commonwealth origin who've made enormous contributions to this great multicultural society of ours. In my world, that would include names such as Joshua Buatsi, Lawrence Akoli, and Ramla Ali. Like me, so many children of the Commonwealth have two homes, two identities, two cultures, and two ways of viewing the world. Some even have more than two. These days, we hear so much about division and difference that some might be tempted to see that as a bad thing. But on the contrary, it's a beautiful thing, a thing to be celebrated and cherished, and a great source of peace and stability. I feel opportunity should be there for the taking, along with hard work, dedication, and perseverance, regardless of one's background. We need to strive harder collectively in order to create unity. It takes a village to raise a child, and in the same vein, it takes a whole community to act and stand together to tackle some of the challenges we are confronted with today. In the same way boxing gave me the opportunity and framework to become Olympic champion, Commonwealth champion, and now into heavyweight champion of the world. But I asked myself, what does the Commonwealth really mean? The second part of that word is key for me. A united common future could create opportunities for our Commonwealth cousins. So, here's to fish and chips, and a goosey soup and pounded jam, to the UK and Nigeria, and to the children of the Commonwealth. Thank you very much for listening.
It's a new year, so it's time for a change. Stop it, calm down.
Put down the guns and knives and increase the love and full joy the blessings. Jams. Those hot jams.
What do you say? What do you say? Choose it.
The Middle East, Russia, Canada, worldwide, low slow, the beat on. Jeremiah had to let them all know.
Radio Discovery. KU92.7 FM.
I'm tired of the poor power situation. Every time I stock the fridge, I come back to spoiled food.
My dear, I am tired too.
I think it's about time to go solar.
Go solar?
With Vertical Solar, you can go solar for as low as 36,000 naira monthly by paying installments of up to 12 months.
Really?
Vertical Solar range of products can power household devices such as televisions, fridges, air conditioners, microwave, water pumps, electric iron, washing machine, and lots more. With extensive pay in installments plans up to 12 months with 10 years warranty.
Wow, what are the benefits of solar energy?
We're talking uninterrupted power supply, no monthly electricity bill, zero noise and smoke emission, and reduced generator maintenance cost.
Where is Vertical Solar located?
Number 28, Country Home Hotel Road off Ajib Junction, Sapler Road, Benin City. You can call them on 0816 170 1105 or 0703 623 4843. You can also send them an email on info@verticalsolar.com.ng.
Vertical Solar, lifetime power partners.
My daughter, this one wish to make me dance.
Auntie, tell me that they make you the dance.
Now, POI simple agenda. Now make me the dance like this because all the solution to our problem is inside.
Auntie, now what is the solution to our problem for simple agenda?
How many are go fit count? Security and social welfare. Social development and urban renewal. More power development and training. Public and private partnership. Leadership by example. Then be employment creation and social empowerment.
I did not talk again. That means our problems for loan and part empowerment. That's not be that so.
Yes, so. Osage is a young. Now leader where they listen to the people and they don't tell when they empower our papa, our mama, and even our youth them. Hey!
My granddaughter not go wear this kind of.
Is she not also my granddaughter?
said she will not wait. Since I delivered Ajoke, both grandmothers don't agree on anything.
Stay there, make they laugh. You never hear say the fascinator for polio they don't come.
That's the only thing they agree on. The need for polio immunization received at home and routine immunization at the health center. I used to think my child is not at risk. Everything that aids the spread of polio is all around us. Dirty environments, open defecation, lack of potable water, and so on. I didn't realize that polio has no cure. Its only prevention is to receive immunization.
Polio is a disease that can lead to paralysis and even death. Ensure that every child under 5 receives the polio vaccine every time it's offered. Polio doesn't care if your family is rich or poor. Polio, no dey look face. Polio, no dey look face.
Alright, welcome back. We're still on this game. Liverpool versus Arsenal in the Brewster. He almost hit an aeroplane with his penalty. Okay, I was just going to say that the quality of the penalties have been spot on. Everyone, the goalkeepers having no chance, but unfortunately this youngster, he cannoned his off the crossbar, so it is advantage Arsenal. 2 penalties have been converted apiece, but Liverpool just missed their third, so here goes Arsenal now with their third. Is that a holding? Okay, yeah. But he is Cedric Suarez able to get his, so it is now Arsenal 3-2 up in the penalties. Liverpool are going to play their fourth. They have just got to score this, otherwise the pressure will be tremendous. Arsenal have been faultless from the penalty spot. Who's here now to take his? Minamino, who drew them 2-2. Let's see what he will be able to do with this kick. And he goes. He blasted it straight in, so it is now 3-3. But again, advantage Arsenal. All they have to do is to score their remaining 2 kicks. Liverpool have got just 1 left, straight down the middle, but middle keeper. Luis Suarez, David Luiz coming to take his kick, but he is very good with the penalties. Yeah, playing against his fellow Brazilian in Alisson Becker in goal. Let's see what he will do. He usually takes a couple of steps, but well, he's not going far back this time. Let's see. He usually just smashes it in, and he does it again. So it is 4-3 Arsenal. Arsenal just 1 kick away, but more importantly is even more pressure on Liverpool. They must score their next kick, otherwise it is all over. No goalkeeper in the world will stop that penalty when you hit it with such precision and such power. They're bringing in another youngster to take.
What's happening to Sadio Mane?
I don't know. Mohamed Salah took the first one. He scored.
Even the coach is surprised. Probably was thinking more of this.
It's like he allowed them to choose, and what they did isn't what he really wanted. But here goes Jones. Let's see what he will do. Coolly done. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. So it is now 4-3. But advantage Arsenal. Arsenal have 1 kick left. But remember, this was the kind of position that Chelsea were against Manchester United in 2008. Oh God, see who they are bringing. Black Panther himself. And I'm sure we're going to see another Wakanda Forever celebration. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang stepping up 4-4, but Liverpool are done with their first 5 kicks, and they've got just 4. Arsenal have played 4, they've scored the 4. So their captain, the guy who's having a love affair with Wembley, steps up. Is he going to win it for Arsenal? And yes, he does. So it is Arsenal who have won the Community Shield. Arsenal 5, Liverpool 4. That is how it's ended. So Arsenal are the champion of champions. So congratulations to Arsenal.
What a career start for Mikel Arteta. Recently won the FA Cup against Chelsea, another strong team, and now defeated the Premier League champions for the FA Cup. Yes, not the biggest trophy in town, but they played against the Premier League champions. Just fantastic for him. He's had a fantastic start to his career as far as management is concerned. So congratulations to the Gunners and congratulations to Miguel Arteta.
Congratulations, Arsenal. So we're leaving now, but we're going to leave with the Arsenal song, and then we'll play Stand Up for the Champions for them. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Mohamed Elneny back in the club, and the two Africans, one from Egypt, one from Gabon, celebrating Arsenal triumphant 5-4 on penalties against Liverpool in the FA Community Shield. So Arsenal have won the first trophy on display for this season, the first silverware of the season. Congratulations, Arsenal winning. Thank you very much, guys, for listening to us all the way from 3:30. We'll see you on Monday at 8 a.m. And yeah, he did it again. The Wakanda Forever salute, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. That's so lovely to see. Wonderful number 14. No goalkeeper in the world. If you put one in Lakers there, they won't save that penalty. Ryan Brewster really disappointed that they missed it. That it was his only kick that the goalkeeper did not actually save it, but he tried for perfection. He didn't want the goalkeeper to even touch it at all, and that's how he missed it, coming off the crossbar. Alright, guys, thank you very much for listening to us. It's a sad day for us because we lost Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, and of course we saw tributes being paid to him by sportsmen all over the world, and even after Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang scored, he did the Wakanda Forever pose. Alisson Becker not happy at all, but there's pre-season, if you like, although it is the curtain reserve for the 2020-2021 Football League season. Maitland Niles, I think, was he voted the man of the match? But you know, we were not sure whether he would be staying or leaving. Liverpool, they really wanted to win this. They're not happy
they were
at all.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much for listening to us. I'm Sandy Ibrahim. They call me the Sports Abracadabra. I've been doing this with Sanofi Francis, the Sports Berlusconi, and Egosai Bekan, the Sports Maestro. So we'll see you at 8 a.m. on Monday morning on a fresh edition of Sports Fiesta. But stay tuned to 92.7 KFM because there's always excitement on this frequency. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Arsenal #1.